Hi, this is Paul Hitchcock with the Estate Asset Protection Business Planning firm Barth Calderon. So I'm talking to my colleague Jim Timar today, one of our expert tax professionals. We get a lot of tax questions when we're helping families and entrepreneurs to get their planning pulled together and organized, whatever they're doing. So let's go talk to Jim, and really appreciate you listening in. Into the topic here, putting your spouse on payroll. So should you do it? Can you do it? Jim, what's this all about?
So I actually get asked this question fairly frequently from my clients who have family-run businesses. Oftentimes they're looking for additional deductions, way to save some money on taxes. So if you're a married couple filing your tax returns as an individual, married filing joint, adding your spouse to the payroll really doesn't do anything, especially when you're talking about a pass-through entity. Most of my clients are operating in an LLC or an S corporation. That's kind of the most common entity for small businesses, especially family-run businesses.
Yeah.
So with a pass-through entity, by adding your spouse to payroll, while you're getting more of a deduction on the entity side, you're just moving that income to your personal side. So it washes out, and it really is just going to cost you more money because now you got to pay the payroll taxes associated with it. So strictly speaking, from a tax saving standpoint, it doesn't do anything for you. It just costs you more money. But there are other benefits that you may want to take advantage of for your spouse. For example, if you're really looking to maximize retirement, if your company has a 401k plan or some sort of retirement plan in place, by adding your spouse to payroll, now he or she can participate in that, start contributing money to it. In addition, if there are other certain benefits that the company offers to employees and you want to be able to deduct something for your spouse to partake in those benefits, it's a great way to do it. You just got to weigh the additional cost versus the benefits to find out if it's right for you.
Yeah, but can you just put your spouse on payroll even if they don't really work at the company? Isn't that kind of a little sketchy?
Yeah, if they're totally not involved, and if there were some sort of, an audit with regard to payroll specifically, then the IRS may not like that. There's no time cards or anything involved with that. But in many cases, when it's a small family-run business, both husband and wife are doing a lot of the day-to-day stuff, even if they may not realize it. So if you just kind of button up your documentation process, put in some timesheets to show that, your spouse really is maybe doing some deliveries for you, doing some data entry work for you, which many of our spouses are, then it won't be an issue.
Right. So you just got to make sure you do it right and weigh the benefits, pluses, minuses, and see if it's a good thing for you and your own business.
Right. Plus, there's not typically a whole lot of scrutiny, generally speaking, with regard to adding your spouse to a payroll. And one other added benefit, too, with if your spouse historically has not worked much, maybe hasn't contributed much to Social Security, that's another thing to kind of weigh into the cost versus benefit factor. Meaning
that if they're on the payroll, then that will add to your Social Security benefits, is what you're saying?
Exactly. This is assuming Social Security will still be around in the future when we all retire.
Right.
But yeah, that's a potential benefit.
Great. As always, Jim, good information. We're going to cut it there. And thanks, everybody, for jumping on. And Jim, we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. See you, Paul.
All right.